Have you ever had one of those days where everybody is incredibly busy? Emails are flying. People are running around. Meetings are happening. Someone is waiting for an approval. Someone else is fixing something that went wrong. And by the end of the day, everybody is exhausted. But then somebody asks, what did we actually accomplish? And suddenly the room gets very quiet. Because being busy and being productive are not always the same thing. There can be little things hiding inside our everyday processes that quietly eat away at time, money, effort, quality, resources, and even people's potential. I like to think of them as corporate termites. You don't always notice them, but they're there, slowly chewing away at productivity. Lean gives us a name for 8 of the most common ones. They're called the 8 wastes. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you what they are, how to recognize them, and why once you know what to look for, you're probably going to start seeing them everywhere. Let's start. When Lean talks about waste, we're not only talking about throwing things in the garbage. Waste can be time, movement, effort, materials, space, money, even people's talent. Here's a simple way to think about it. We're doing something. It takes time. It costs money. It requires effort. But does it actually create value? If the answer is no, we should at least ask, why are we doing it? And please don't immediately start deleting every meeting from your calendar. Oh, I understand the temptation. There are 8 common types of waste. And thankfully, you don't have to memorize 8 random words. Just remember, downtime, defects, overproduction, waiting, non-utilized talent, transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. We'll go through them one at a time. And once you know what to look for, you're probably going to start seeing these everywhere. Possibly before this video even ends. D is for defects. A defect is an error or problem that creates additional work. A product is made incorrectly. An order has the wrong information. A report contains errors. A customer receives the wrong item. And what happens? We do the work again. That's rework. The first effort already cost us time and resources. Now we're spending even more time correcting it. So whenever you hear, we have to redo this, there may be defect waste hiding somewhere. O is overproduction. This means producing more than needed, or producing something before it's actually needed. We need 50. You make 500. Very hardworking. Also potentially very wasteful. Because those extra 450 units now need storage, handling, tracking, and possibly disposal if nobody needs them. And this happens in offices too. Creating reports nobody asked for. Printing documents nobody uses. Preparing information months before anyone needs it. Doing work early isn't automatically productive. The question is it actually needed? W is probably one of the easiest wastes to recognize. Waiting. Waiting for approval. Waiting for information. Waiting for materials. Waiting for the system. Waiting for another department. Waiting for the meeting to start because someone is still joining. You know this one. The person is ready. The work is ready. But nothing can move because something else hasn't happened. Sometimes the approval itself takes 7 seconds. Getting the approval? 3 days. That's waiting waste. N is non-utilized talent. This one was added to the traditional 7 wastes, and I think it's extremely important. Organizations don't only waste materials and time. They can waste people's knowledge, ideas, skills, and potential. Maybe the person doing the job every day knows exactly what's slowing the process down. But nobody asks. Maybe an employee has skills the organization isn't using. Maybe people have stopped suggesting improvements because every suggestion gets ignored. If you want to improve a process, one of the smartest questions you can ask is, what do the people actually doing the work think? They often know things the process manual doesn't. T is transportation. This is unnecessary movement of products, materials, documents, or other things. A box goes from area A to area B, then B to C, then C to D, and somehow back to A. Congratulations! The box has traveled more than some of us this year. Every unnecessary transfer takes time and can increase handling, cost, and the chance of damage or error. And transportation isn't only physical. Even information can be passed through unnecessary steps. The key question is, does this thing really need to travel this much? I is inventory. Inventory becomes waste when we have more materials, products, or work in progress than we actually need. Too much stock takes up space. It ties up money, needs to be stored and managed. It can become damaged or obsolete. And again, offices have inventory too. A giant pile of unfinished requests? Inventory. Hundreds of unread cases waiting to be processed? Inventory. 27 projects that are all in progress? Also inventory. Sometimes the problem isn't that we need to start more work. Maybe we need to finish what's already there. M is motion. This is unnecessary movement by people. Walking across the room repeatedly to get a tool. Reaching awkwardly for materials. Searching through cabinets. Moving back and forth between workstations. Even repeatedly clicking through badly designed systems can be a form of unnecessary motion. One trip doesn't seem like much. But if someone makes that unnecessary movement 40 times a day, 5 days a week, now we have something worth improving. Sometimes productivity improves simply by putting things where people actually need them. And E is extra processing. This means doing more work than necessary. Entering the same information into 3 systems. Getting 6 signatures when 2 would be enough. Creating a 40-page report when the customer needs 1 number. Checking something 5 times when 1 proper check would do. Sometimes we've been doing these things for so long that nobody remembers why. And when someone finally asks, "Why do we do this?" the answer is, "Because we've always done it this way." That sentence should make every process improvement person slightly nervous. Let's quickly fix one common confusion. Transportation and motion sound very similar. Here's the easiest way to remember them. Transportation, the thing moves. Products, materials, documents, equipment. Motion, the person moves. Walking, reaching, searching, bending, going back and forth unnecessarily. So, the box goes on an unnecessary journey. Transportation. You go on an unnecessary journey. Motion. That's it. Please don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Now let's connect everything to the bigger idea. Lean asks us to look at work from the perspective of value. Does this activity help create something the customer actually needs or values? Some work clearly does. Some work doesn't add direct customer value but may still be necessary for safety, legal, regulatory, or operational reasons. In some work, we may discover nobody actually needs it. So don't automatically delete every activity that doesn't directly serve the customer. Instead ask, why does this activity exist? If there's a good reason, fine. If nobody knows, maybe we should investigate. Here's where this becomes useful. Look at an ordinary workday. Someone is waiting for approval. Waiting. Someone walks across the office every 10 minutes to collect printouts. Motion. Someone entered the wrong customer information and has to correct the order. Defect. Someone enters the corrected information into 2 different systems. Extra processing. That's the point of the 8 wastes. They give us a simple language for noticing inefficiency. And once you know the language, you start seeing the patterns. Here's something else to remember. You don't normally find wastes sitting politely by themselves. They travel in groups. Imagine an order has incorrect information. That's a defect. Someone waits for the correction. That's waiting. The document travels through 3 unnecessary departments. That's transportation. Then somebody enters the same information again. That's extra processing. 1 process. 4 wastes. So when you find one, don't immediately stop. Look around. His friends may be nearby. This is one of the most important lessons in the video. When productivity is low, the easy response is, people need to work faster. Maybe. But first look at the process. Are they waiting for approvals? Are they using a slow system? Are they walking around looking for materials? Are they correcting preventable errors? Are they doing the same work twice? If the process is full of waste, telling people to work faster doesn't remove the waste. It just gives you tired people working inside a bad process. Fix the process too. Finding waste is only the beginning. Please don't walk around your office tomorrow pointing at people and shouting, "Waste." That's probably not going to help. Once you identify something, understand why it's happening. Talk to the people doing the work. Observe the process. Look at the data. Squay. Maybe use a fishbone diagram or the 5 whys if you need to investigate deeper. Then improve the process. Simplify. Remove unnecessary steps. Reduce waiting. Prevén errores. Move things closer. And then check whether the change actually worked. But understand. Improve. So those are the 8 wastes of lean. Defects. Overproduction. Waiting. Non-utilized talent. Transportation. Inventory. Motion. Extra processing. Or simply, downtime. And here's what I really want you to take away from this video. Lean isn't about squeezing more work out of people. It's about looking at work and asking, what is making this harder, slower, or more expensive than it needs to be? Sometimes the biggest productivity improvement isn't asking people to do more. It's removing the unnecessary work that's getting in their way. So the next time everyone says, "We're so busy," ask one more question. Busy doing what? Because less waste can mean easier work, better results, and more value. So before we end, here's something I'd like you to try. Tomorrow, don't try to fix your entire workplace. Just pay attention. Notice the little frustrations people have learned to accept as normal. The extra steps. The repeated work. The things nobody questions anymore because, well, we've always done it that way. Those are your corporate termites. And the good news is, you don't need to be a lean expert to start doing something about them. Sometimes improvement begins with one very simple question. Is there a better way to do this? If you enjoyed this video and you like learning practical business, leadership, and management concepts without making them unnecessarily complicated, please subscribe to Coffee Talks with Bam. I have more short, practical lessons coming, things you can understand quickly and actually use at work. Thank you for spending these 15 minutes with me. I'm Bam Ramirez, and I'll see you in the next Coffee Talk.